Hello, happy Wednesday. I'm all confused with my days. Super bad. This is Michelle from Two Brothers Blankets. Don't see anybody just yet, but once you get on, say hello. I always hate the awkward silence right at the beginning of a live, or the awkward waiting for people to get on at the beginning of a live. And today's really funky because usually I'm live on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but yesterday was seriously the Mondayest Tuesday ever. It was not fun. Things just kept going wrong. So I postponed to today. Hello, hi everyone. I see people are joining now. If you're here, say hello. Let me know where you're joining from and what you're gonna eat for lunch. I don't know, something different. I feel like we always talk about what we're crocheting, but that's not all we do, right? I had taco salad for lunch. Well, more like nachos, because there were many veggies in it. There was a little bit of lettuce. But I had it a super early lunch because I've been running around getting stuff done, and I ate at 11, so I'm probably going to be starving here soon. All right, let's see. Delaware, we had McDonald's for lunch. Idaho, snacking on crackers. No lunch yet. Yeah, it's still kind of early some places. Lunch is my hardest meal. I can never figure out what to have for lunch. That's why I love when we have leftovers that I can just reheat. I'm not a sandwich girl, so I don't typically just make a sandwich for lunch. Hi, hello everyone. I'm gonna let a few more people join. So because I'm going on a trip, if you haven't watched any of my lives from the past couple of weeks, I'm going on a trip this weekend, going back up to Georgia where my family lives, and just me, no husband, no kiddos. Hey Christy, how are you? Yay, that's one of my Georgia friends. So I'm going by myself. I'm taking a little mommy vacation, I guess you could say. We've talked about doing this for a year now, ever since we moved. And it's finally happening, and so I am going to be up there for about 5 days, and so I'm just running around like a chicken with my head cut off this week, trying to get things done and finalize patterns and everything. So instead of focusing on an actual topic this week, I decided to just do Q&A. I usually do a topic and I talk about it and I chat with you guys about it and then I transferred over to the blog post, to a blog post on my blog. But I figured, and I'm sure maybe I'll probably do this. And then I've been also saving on Instagram. I can save my live to my phone. So I have been uploading it to YouTube as well. So that's what I normally do, but I decided I didn't want to deal with that this week. So I'm doing Q&A. I asked in my stories what questions you guys had for me, and then I asked in my Facebook group, my Two Brothers Blankets Crochet Community Facebook group, what questions they had for me. So I have a big long notebook, page and a half of questions from you guys, and so I'm excited to answer them. Amanda says, where are you from? I am from Georgia, live in Florida now. Lived in New York for a little while, but I was born in Georgia. Moved up to New York when I was 2, I think. Moved back down when I was 8 or 9. Lived in Georgia until last year. So most of my life I've lived in Georgia, and then now we live in Florida. Me and my husband and my 2 boys. Where in Georgia? I lived right north, a little bit north of Athens, right outside Athens, really. Athens, Georgia, which is where the University of Georgia is. We lived really close to Athens. My family lives in northeast Georgia, though, so that's where I'll be this weekend. They live further north, close to the South Carolina border. So that's where I'll be this weekend. Oh, you do? You live in Athens? Yay, go Dogs. Big Georgia. I'm a huge Georgia fan. Football, love college football. That's, I mean, like, that's a description on my, that's part of my description on my Instagram description. Like, I love football and the beach. And those are the two things I love. And I love Athens. And I love to go to the Georgia games and be in Athens on Saturdays and all that. So I miss it. I won't be in Athens this weekend, but I will be watching the game in Georgia. So that's cool. I got all my Georgia gear, and I just got my nails done and did black, and then my toes are red. Yay, go Dogs. I'm a huge Georgia Bulldog fan. Huge. So that's one thing you found out about me if you didn't already know. Most people already know. Like, most people figure it out pretty fast. So anyways, I'm going to answer these questions. If you have questions, more questions, go ahead and post them. Hello, everybody. Hi, everybody just joining. Put them in the comments. Hopefully I'll see them all. Hopefully I can get to them all. I'll try to keep my answers short. And then, yeah, if I do miss your question for some reason, I think I can comment the answers. I don't know. I've only done Instagram Live for like a couple months now, so I'm still getting used to it. I used to do it over on Facebook. But, so, let's do this. Love my sweater. Oh, yes, I got to talk about my sweater. Thank you for reminding me. This is the Magnolia Cardigan. It's super cozy. It's still super hot in Florida, like super hot. But like, we blast the air during the day. I mean, we try to turn it up as high as we can stand it. But I get chilly just sitting here at the computer or crocheting. So I am wearing it because it is super cozy. It's not too hot and warm and like, wintry. But it's not, like, it keeps you warm. Like, it's nice and cozy. So this pattern, if you haven't already looked, go look on my, not now because you're watching me, but after, go look on my feed on the grid. There is a giveaway for a copy of the pattern. And then tomorrow is the pattern release. And of course it'll be on sale for the weekend. And you definitely gonna want to get one because it's super cozy. And I thought the Magnolia tee was my favorite, but I think the cardigan is now my favorite. There's a whole collection of Magnolia designs if you are not familiar with my designs. There is the Magnolia Shardy, which is a shawl it's a shawl with sleeves basically. That was the first one, and then there's a Magnolia bag and a Magnolia tee, and now a Magnolia cardigan. So definitely want to check. And this is the Knit Picks Brava Sport Seraphim, the color. It's like a I don't know, like a light purple. I don't know how to describe it, but it's perfect. It's really pretty. And purple's my favorite color. So definitely want to get that tomorrow. Definitely go enter the giveaway on my grid. All right, now let's get to the questions. If you have questions, let me know. I will go back through, like I'll scroll. And sorry, I'm coughing so much. I don't know why. So I'll probably be sipping a lot. I'm getting a little congested. Hopefully I'm not catching anything. All right, so I didn't write down who asked these questions. I'm sorry. I just kind of wrote them down as I went, and I'm just gonna go through them and in the order that I wrote them down. So my favorite go-to colors was the first question, and my favorite out-of-the-box colors. I guess that means like which ones I don't use normally, but that I like. My go-to colors, I would say, are a lot of pink and blues in different forms and different hues and different shades, I guess. I do some purple too, but pinks, I've noticed in my Ravelry shop that I do go with a lot of blues, like all kinds of blues, turquoise blue, dark blue, light blue, and pinks. So those are my go-to. I do a lot of green too, I think. Like bluish greens. I do a lot of bluish greens. My favorite out-of-the-box colors, which is probably like what I I would consider like what I don't normally use but that I love are always neutrals, always browns. Let's see, I'm trying to look at what I got in my stash over here. I do like white. I don't know, white. I have a lot of white and mint green. I kind of like, what's the word? Like the lighter colors. I don't know. Mint and white and tan, gray, the neutrals. I don't use a lot of neutrals, but I do love the neutrals, I guess you could say. So, how did I learn to design? I started crocheting, and then I made something. I designed something myself, like not saying I'm gonna, like not being like I'm gonna design this and sell the pattern or anything like that. I just made it on my own. And so some friends of mine, I forget what, it was like a Facebook group or something, was like, oh, write the pattern up so we can make it too. And my first ever pattern was the Amelia ear warmer. And then my second pattern was the Spring Breeze, whatever it's called, Spring Breeze blouse. I forget the name. Golly, it's been a long time. Spring Breeze sweater blouse. There we go. And I wanted to create a sweater. And I was like, how do I do this? What do I do? And I'm like, I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to see how this works. So I made the sweater. And they were like, oh, you got to get that tested. You got to write it up. And the Amelia one, I think I just did for free. And then the sweater was like, I decided I was going to charge for it because I was going to do multiple sizes. And so I had a few crocheters volunteer to test it for me. And they made it, and it worked out. And so I was like, okay, let me try this. So I set it up on Ravelry, and I did it. And from there, I mean, designing is a lot of learning, like a ton of learning, a ton of mistakes. You learn quickly that there's certain standards and there's certain things you have to adhere to for them, like mostly, or you're gonna get bad feedback basically. So then I learned that there was the Craft Yarn Council, and it had sizing and measurements and standards and abbreviations and all that. So then I got into, so I learned how to, you know, what standards to adhere to. And I just kept going. It just snowballed from there. Like I just kept making new things and designing, and yeah. So I mean, I'm still learning to design, I guess you could say. But I mean, that's basically how it started. Hey everybody who's just joining. If you have a question for me, I'm doing Q&A today, so just leave your questions. Biggest fear going public with my first design is the next question. That it would be crap. That people would not like it, or that people would find a bunch of mistakes, and that's still my biggest fear. I mean, here I am 4 years later, 5 years later, 4 years, almost 5, and I still get nervous every time I release a pattern. I mean, I don't get as nervous, but I do get nervous that it's gonna just be like a big mistake. And that's why I have it all my patterns tested, because to know that people can actually understand what I'm saying and writing, and they can actually make it too. That's a huge part of why I have my patterns tested. But yeah, that's probably my biggest fear, that it would just be crap. I don't know. Like, that sounds terrible, but like it would have mistakes in it, and it would get a bad, I don't know. I don't want to say that people wouldn't like it, because honestly I put patterns out there now for myself, and that, you know, even if somebody will like it, the way I see it, somebody will like it. And sometimes, like if you saw my post yesterday, sometimes the insecurity bug does get me, and I'll worry about what people think. But for the most part, I want it to be good. I want my pattern to be good quality. So I think that's probably was my biggest fear, and probably still is. So when is the fall crochet along is the next question. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure I know what I want to be the fall crochet along design. I have not made it yet, but I'm pretty sure I know what I want it to be. it's just a matter of getting it done, getting it tested, and getting it ready for publication. So I'm going to say no sooner than October, but probably no later than November. So either October or November is when it will be. What is my go-to hook size? Lately it's H. Used to be I think, but the H hook is very, I can use it for like worsted weight or sport weight. So it's kind of, I use it a lot. So, what is it easier to design for, women or men? Definitely women. Mostly because for my, I'm getting a message. Hold on, let me scroll it down. Mostly because I can try it, like I'm a woman, so I can try it on as I work to make sure it fits and to make sure it's how I want it to be. When I'm designing for a man, I have to wait on my husband or my kiddos to be home and try it on, and it's a lot slower of a process. And it's hard to just figure out what guys like. I mean, like my husband told me he loved a hat once and then never wore it again. I was like, dude, really? You loved it? I'm sure. And this is back up when we were in Georgia, and it got cold. So I knew that he would want to wear it. So anyways, what is something I have not designed yet but would like to? You know, I have never even made socks in my entire crocheting career, if you want to call it that. So I would love to learn how to make socks, so use somebody else's pattern first to make socks, and then eventually maybe design my own socks. That's just something that I would like to know how to do, I think. But I've never even made them, so definitely wouldn't be able to do that first off. My favorite design of mine is still, I think, this Sadie shell. I just really like it. I still wear it. I finally unboxed it. It was boxed up for the longest after we moved, and I finally unboxed it and wore it a couple of weeks ago. But I just really love it. It's really simple but elegant looking. The Sadie shell was the first design in Happily Hooked magazine, and it made the cover the first time I ever submitted, so that was exciting, and it just holds a special place in my heart. What inspires new designs? All kind of stuff. Sometimes I'll see stuff at, like, I don't shop a lot, but when I do go shopping, sometimes I'll see things that I'm like, oh, that would look cute, crocheted, or that kind of style is really nice, and I'll get inspired by like the latest trends. Sometimes like this, oh, I got a piece sticking out. Need to weave in my ends better. Something like this, I'm inspired by the stitch, and so I like the stitch combo. So I make a bunch of different designs with the same stitch combo. I have a lot of collections, but I'm learning that people like that, so that's good because I do too. Let's see. Julie of ACC Crochet, is that how you say it? Makes awesome crochet socks. Okay, I'm gonna have to check her out because I've got to learn how to make crochet socks. Bees Crocheting says, when is the sweater you're wearing being released? It will be released tomorrow, and there's a giveaway for the pattern on my feed right now, on my grid. So go enter that after you watch. But yeah, it'll be available tomorrow morning, as soon as I drop off my kids. Okay, next question. Who is my favorite designer and why? I was thinking about this as I was writing it down, and there are a lot of really, really good designers, but I think I'm gonna have to say it's a tie. I really love Katie from Katie and the Squid, and I'm friends with her. We've not met in person, but we're Facebook friends, and I've just followed her like ever since I've started crocheting, and she's just a really good person. She seems really nice and genuine, and her designs are stunning and gorgeous, and now she hand dyes yarn, and it's just stunning and gorgeous. And I really like Pam of Sincerely Pam. she mentored me basically when I first started designing. I asked her 1,000,001 questions, and she was so nice, and she was so helpful, and she just completely, like, instead of being like rude and like figure it out on your own, she totally was so nice and helpful. And we've kind of been doing this designing thing. I mean, she'd done it before me, like a good year or so before me, but I mean, we've kind of gone alongside each other and designing each year with the, you know, like, I don't know, she's been one of those that I've followed from the beginning as well. And both of these designers have like grown. They're like genuinely growth. Like they didn't like go viral or anything like that. They've just hustled and worked hard and just put out amazing designs one after the other, both Katie and Pam. So I really look up to them, both of them. I really admire them. Their style is very similar to mine. And yeah, so shout out to Katie and Pam. You guys are awesome. I don't know if they're on here, but Pam did ask me one of these questions. I forget which one though. But yeah, I love them both. They're both really sweet, really good designers, really good patterns, and they're really genuine. So those are my favorite designers. There's a tie. Next question. Do you direct your photo shoots or let the photographer just roll with it? This is funny because it makes me laugh. This is funny because my photographer is my husband now. I used to work with a professional photographer in Georgia, but then we moved, and everything is lots more expensive in Florida, so I have not hired a photographer yet. But so far my husband's doing really good. Things are a little different. I definitely for the most part, direct the shoot. I tell him where I want to go to shoot it, and I pose myself for the most part. Every now and then he will tell me to do something or move this way or say this, you know, or look this way or whatever. But for the most part, I do it. Before, when I was working with Kim, my photographer in Georgia, she did it all. She was great. She knew exactly how to make me look good. So she would pose me and all that. So, but right now, definitely I'm the director, I would say. Don't show this to my husband. If you could crochet anywhere in the world, where would you go? I think this is the one Pam asked me. I would go to London, England. I would go to Buckingham Palace. I don't know if the Queen crochets, but it's like my dream to go there. And I don't know if I'd ever meet the Queen, but to just tour it or whatever, I would love to go there. And I'm kind of a little obsessed with the royal family. And I don't know, I would just love to like sit outside Buckingham Palace and crochet. That would be a dream come true. A crazy, weird dream come true, but it would be. I will go there eventually. I told my husband I want him to take me to England and explore. And my grandmother is from Scotland, came over here a long time ago. My mom was born in Scotland, so I would love to go to Scotland too. Yeah, so she came over here as like a 2-week-old baby, had to become a citizen, all that. So Scotland is somewhere I'd also like to go, but I just want to go over there and just explore it all. So that would be fun. Next page. Almost done. If you have any questions, I'm almost done. Let me know. What got me into crochet? I was pregnant with Isaac, who is my second son, my 6-year-old. My youngest, and my friend crocheted him a hat, and I was like, this is so cool. I was bored out of my mind. I had a toddler and I was pregnant, and my husband was working all the time, and I thought, I'm gonna learn how to crochet. This looks fun, even if I can just make him a blanket, whatever. And oh look, crochet gained popularity in the 1830s and 1840s when pictures of Queen Victoria crocheting were published. Oh, awesome. See, I gotta do more research. But yes, I mean, that would be, I just want to go to crochet in front of Buckingham Palace. Anyways, so I was pregnant, and I said I'm gonna learn how to crochet, and because I had received a crocheted hat for my unborn son. And I thought, this is so cool, I want to learn how to do this. So I went to Walmart and I bought a skein of Red Heart Super Saver in a light baby blue, because I was like, I'll make a baby blanket or something. And I bought a H hook, I think, and I bought a little tiny crochet, basic crochet book, learn how to crochet book, something. So I learned the basic stitches. I remember literally, like, you know, those bouncy balls that pregnant women sit on to be more comfortable? Well, I had one, and I remember sitting on that ball, learning how to crochet. Then I moved on to YouTube, and then I put it down. After Isaac was born, I did not crochet until he was almost a year old, like literally a week before his birthday. I picked it back up and made him a hat and never stopped ever since. So that's what got me into crochet, and it was about a year later that I designed the Amelia ear warmer and the Spring Breeze sweater blouse. All right, last question. So if you have a question, let me know. Someone said they are visiting South Florida. Any good yarn shops? So I have not visited. I don't know if I would consider myself more Central Florida, but I haven't visited any local yarn stores yet. I need to. There's one south of me, like not far south of me, that I know of, and there's a few here where I live, but I haven't been. I need to do that. So sorry, I am no help with that at all. So that is all the questions I wrote down. Hopefully I didn't miss any. Let me scroll. Hello everyone. I see everyone here. Oh, I already answered that one. I'm new. Amanda Woodbury Crochet says, I'm new to designing and it's so fun but challenging. It is. People don't realize all the work that goes into designing. Like, it is a lot. And it can be tiring and frustrating, and there's a ton of math involved, at least for the most, usually, especially when you're doing, like, I do crocheted garments a lot, and there's so much math, and there's lots of swatching and frogging, and I hate this isn't right. The sweater I just finished, I frogged so many times. So yeah, lots and lots goes into designing. Let's see, who else? Love that color. Thank you. I do too. It's really nice. It's not your typical fall color, but at the same time it's like perfect for fall. Hi everyone. Hot in Indiana too, 80s and 90s. Yes, it's so hot. See, from the Dominican Republic. Love your sweater. The color is a soft color. Yes, true. That's it. It's a nice soft purple. That's the word I've been looking for. All right, let's see. Hi everyone. If you have a question, let me know. Otherwise, I think I am done with questions. So let's talk about September. How about that real quick? So I have this pattern releasing tomorrow, and then I have some other stuff planned, but nothing ready yet. Working on it. I'm trying to plan ahead. I also am I'm working on redoing a lot of my older patterns, my free patterns that are not so great, ones that have not been updated yet. I want to rework them, rephotograph them, all that. So I might be doing that some this September. And I really want to design a shawl, but I haven't yet. But that's on my list. I have this yarn from Knit Picks, and it's fingering, it's hand dyed, it's Hawthorne. I gotta find it. And I have some yarn from Knit Crate that's hand dyed, and it's gorgeous, and it's fingering weight, and I've never designed with fingering weight ever, but I'm just like, shawl, I want a shawl. So cross your fingers for me for that. Let's see, I see some questions. If someone wants to learn to design, what tips would you give them to start with? My tips for someone wanting to get into designing is to check out craftyarncouncil.com. Familiarize yourself with the standards and the abbreviations you need to use and all that, the size charts. I mean, there's tons of info over there. I would also say get your patterns tested. It's just good to get your patterns tested. I don't know. And always remember the importance of gauge. I feel like that's the like big things with designing. But this piece sticking out is bugging me. I gotta fix that. I keep seeing it. There we go. I think that would probably be, and just do what you love. Like, it's too hard to try to go with the trends or what went viral this year or whatever. It's just too much. Like, it literally will eat you alive. And I've been there and I've done that. I mean, even recently I've struggled with this. Like, is this going to be good enough? Why are they going viral or getting so, getting so much love or, shares, and I'm not, and it'll just eat you alive. So do not compare yourself to others. I mean, even if that means you have to put your phone away, your computer away, Facebook away, Instagram away, like, and remember that. Remember, Instagram especially is curated. Like, you guys, I need to start showing, like, some behind the scenes. I sit out in my lanai and, like, pose pictures of whips, like, I mean, just to make it look pretty for my Instagram feed. Like, it's important, but don't let that fool you. Like, don't let it seem like everything is so easy and beautiful and all this and that. So just do you, do what makes you happy, design what you like, and like I said earlier, someone is gonna like it. Someone. There's so many people out in this world, so many crocheters, someone will like it. Let's see. Amanda says, I've only made a can, cozy, and dishcloth patterns, and they were tough. I couldn't imagine designing a sweater. I think you're amazing. Well, thank you. It is a lot of work, but it's my favorite thing to do, so I just keep doing it. What was the site to look at again? craftyarncouncil.com. I think it's .com. You can also Google Craft Yarn Council. There we go, yeah. Farm District Crafts put it for you. It's got a lot of info, and it will help you write your pattern up to standards, and all that. So, all right, I think that's everything. We're at 2:30, which is usually about where I stop. So next week, I will not be going live unless I just like decide to randomly go live at some point. But I know next Tuesday I will, like, with my family or something. Next Tuesday I will be near Athens, or I'll be in Athens. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, I was like thinking to myself, is it Tuesday? One of those days I will be around where I used to live, because I will be getting my hair done. Yay, because my hair lady is up. I still use my hair lady. So I will be busy. I think I'm probably going to try to see some friends. And so I probably won't go live Tuesday unless it's like later, but it probably won't be 2 o'clock. So let's just say probably not going to be, but then the next week, maybe not the next, I will make, it might be on Wednesday. My mom and my sister leave the following Wednesday. They're coming down with me, and then they leave the following Wednesday. I'm sure they'll leave super early, so we'll probably have to have it on Wednesday again. But I'm going to be doing some topics. I think I'm going to do, for my topic, is yarn, and my favorite yarns, and that get you the most bang for your buck. I think that's next, in 2 weeks, topic. So would love to hear what you think is the best bang for your buck as far as yarn goes, and I will get that all figured out, and we'll talk about that. So I heard they have Tunisian standards now too. I don't know, maybe, probably. I would assume so. I know how to Tunisian crochet, but I've never designed using Tunisian crochet, and I know like the basics, the very basics. So Bees Crocheting says, for now I just support other patterns and buy them and make them for myself. Thank you. Like, you have no idea. Thank you. I kind of feel, and I might get in trouble saying this, I don't know, I mean, I won't get in trouble, but someone might give me crap about it, but I kind of feel like we've shifted to free patterns, all free patterns on blogs and all that, and while that's great, and I have my own blog and I put my own blogs up, there's just some patterns that I'm just not willing to put up for free. They take so much work and so much effort, and so sales are a little bit little slower nowadays, but because there is so much free content out there, which is great. I'm not saying it's not, but I appreciate every single one of you that does purchase crochet patterns, buys paid crochet patterns, because it is our, I don't want to say it's my livelihood, because I mean, you know, I have my husband has his own business too, but it does help tremendously. So thank you. It means a lot when you buy a designer's patterns. I promise it means a lot to them, every single one of them. So, all right, I'm headed off. I will be checking my stories. You'll see stuff from my trip, I'm sure. And definitely go enter the giveaway for the Magnolia Cardigan, and tomorrow it'll be available, so check back. So you guys have a wonderful evening. Bye.